My name is Richard Samuel. I'm a director at Watts Group PLC, the leading international property and construction consultancy. My role at Watts Group PLC is as head of corporate services. By corporate services I mean shared support services, non-fee earning services. The shared services group within corporate services is based here in London, and it's my role to lead that group. Well, as a corporate services function, we're able to pull together these support services that I explained earlier. That gives us a great ability to appoint specialists in their field and be able to justify having that resource available in-house. Now, one benefit of that is that as a result, our staff can go to one of our specialist advisors and not have to brief them, as opposed to the way you would if you went externally. Furthermore, if you have one point of contact, there's less rework within the business, and I think that's very important. It's absolutely essential that corporate services plays a lead role in increasing our market share, maintaining competitive advantage. One of the big things for the corporate services group is that we provide fit-for-purpose solutions to our staff. Now, we are never going to be the judge of what's fit for purpose, so it's important for the corporate services group to maintain a level of communication with the staff so that we understand exactly what it is that they require to do their job efficiently, properly, without delay. One of the challenges for a corporate services function that's supporting a European-wide business is that we have cultural barriers and language barriers within the business. Now, obviously, with a centralised shared services function, we have challenges in terms of service level provision to our European offices. So the services that we provide Stockholm are different to the ones that we provide Manchester. For example, in HR advisory services, the legislation in Stockholm is different to the legislation in the UK. So what we are there ideally placed in the centre ground to do is to negotiate a correct level of service with that local office. Again, fit for purpose. What do they really require us to do in Stockholm? Agree that up front and then provide them that level of service that they then require. Smart thinking is a term that we use within corporate services to deal with the evident pressure on fixed costs and corporate overheads. We're being asked to do something differently. We've obviously got to cut a level of expenditure out of our overheads, but that gives us an opportunity to review the way that we deliver services. For example, in IT, we're looking to not only cut costs, but also enable staff and clients ultimately. For example, bring your own computing and the flexibility of that idea, being able to work from client sites through technological means, but also being completely flexible in the way that we use accommodation as a business. Not needing our own offices, for example, but being able to deliver client service without any interruption. It's that type of smart thinking that has enabled us to drive out 40% of our fixed cost overhead. For example, the corporate services function and the marketing function more specifically has delivered regular staff newsletters, online in email format, regular client newsletters, in specialist bulletins and capability bulletins. As a corporate services group, we are the gatekeepers of the company intranet, which was an initiative that we drove through the business. We're the gatekeepers for the case study management system, another initiative we drove through the business. And we're the gatekeepers for the information forums that are driven through the intranet system. One of the things that we've been able to do within the IT area of the business is cut our costs by 40%. Not an easy thing to do, given that there is a fixed overhead aspect to having an IT system in the first place. But through careful procurement of a very, very suitable partner going forward, we've been able to provide fit-for-purpose services. Not just fit for purpose, but flexible enough that they will be able to deliver the type of service that our staff, our client managers, and then ultimately our clients need in the coming years. At Watts Group PLC, we're ISO 9001 compliant, which is to say that we have rigorous quality management systems in place. Corporate services is ideally placed to be able to coordinate and lead that effort. We get it monitored and regulated on a regular basis, and I think it's absolutely essential that we have it in place so that we can not only recognise where the value is within our business for clients, but actually implement a system that measures it. One of the significant changes within the Corporate Services Group is that we have reduced from 15 to 6 members of staff, thereby enabling the business to cut out 40% of its corporate overhead expenditure. This obviously puts a pressure on us as a group, and part of our smart thinking is to meet up on a regular basis to talk about the synergies between our departments. That's what we mean about doing something differently, and it's an area of thought leadership for the business. Thought leadership is something that we can't do without the assistance of our staff. So within the business, when we come up with an idea or a proposal, doing something differently, I sit on the board, the operational board, and I'm able to bring that to their attention. But we can't do it without the engagement of key members of staff. I think it's really important for the business, where it is at the current stage, to be able to engage with certain members of staff who are really interested in areas of HR, IT and marketing. Add their insight of client service into the mix and be able to enable them to drive proposals and initiatives through the business. Some of the key themes I've spoken about today have been staff engagement, staff enablement, providing fit-for-purpose services, smart thinking and thought leadership. This last section I wanted to talk about was a call to action which really wraps up all of those areas. A lot of what we're trying to achieve within the Corporate Services Group can't be done without the help of champions within the business. Now, I've talked about champions and staff engagement, but what I'm really looking for here is a level of entrepreneurial spirit within the business. If there are people out there that are interested in some of the areas I've spoken about, please approach us. You can assist us in driving initiative through the business. They can approach anybody in corporate services. We're here to help.